Well, welcome to Grace Time. We're glad that you're with us. Thank you for subscribing. My name is Bill Lail. I'll be your host today, and I'm privileged to be with Mark Maulding, founder and president of Grace Life International. So thanks for being here, Mark.
Glad to be here.
Got an exciting topic, a much needed topic, stress. Ever experienced that before?
Yes, I have, like we all have.
Me too. Let's dive right in. How would you define stress for us?
Yeah, I think the key word regarding defining stress is the word tension. When we feel tension in our body, in our emotions, or even mentally, that's a good definition of what stress is, as well as an indicator of that also, Bill.
Yeah, I could almost feel it. So stress affects us in a lot of different ways, physically, emotionally, spiritually. What are some of the ways you've seen over the years that stress has affected people?
Yeah, well, I think many times people feel it in their bodies in that they have a sense of just feeling antsy, maybe tense muscles. It could be that they have difficulty sleeping. Could be that they feel maybe anxiety or inability to sleep. A lot of things can go on with people.
Yeah. And in stress, people try to handle it in a lot of different ways, don't they? And often apart from God, and it doesn't work. But what are some of those ways people try to handle stress apart from God?
People are looking for relief. And when we look for relief, sometimes we don't consider where the source is. We just want relief. And that relief can be in the abuse of alcohol, the abuse of drugs or misuse of drugs. It can be in trying to find something on the internet that we shouldn't be looking for in hopes of it giving some kind of relief. It can be, unfortunately, in an illicit relationship. It can be in working too much. There's a lot of things that we can try to use to deal with stress.
Yeah. And we both said, hey, everybody deals with stress, so we've been there. You've also met with a lot of people over the years. What have you discovered is the root cause, the real root cause of stress?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the real root cause is fear. And people are afraid that they can't handle their life the way it's going. They're afraid they can't get everything done. They're afraid of what's going to happen in the future. But really underneath that, what the real issue is they're not relying on Christ in them to handle their life for them, to handle the situations that they're facing.
So Grace Time is really about going deeper and trying to say, okay, what's the root cause, which you just described for us, but also, what's the real answer? And before we get there, I would imagine there's also some very practical things that we can do that we might think are unspiritual. What are some of those practical things that we can do?
Yeah, I think sometimes we think if I'm not reading my Bible or praying that it's not spiritual, and you certainly want to do that when you're going through stress. That's great. But it can also be just as spiritual to take a hot bath or to go to the gym and get in the jacuzzi, work out, walk around the block, talk with a good friend, or even watch a good movie. Those things can be practical things to help our mind kind of get off of the things that we're stressed out about.
Take a nap, go on vacation, all that counts?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So what would you say are maybe some of those deeper spiritual truths that we really need to know to have lasting change and freedom from stress?
Well, Jesus told us the answer to that in Matthew 11:28. And he said, "Come unto me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And he goes on to say, "I will give you rest for your souls." And when we come to Jesus, we don't come to him way out there somewhere hoping he will hear us. We come to Jesus in us. And he's in us for us to turn to and to give our burdens to and to talk with him about the things that are stressing us out. And then just to ask him, Jesus, would you just handle this for me because I can't do it. And that's really the thing he wants us to do the most.
So you touched on it there, but the next time we want to end these each week with kind of a specific challenge or call to action. So the next time we face stress in our life, what would you say to us? How do we handle that? What do we need to know? What do we need to do if God's leading us? what would you say to us?
Well, the first thing I would say is to just stop when you realize that you're feeling stressed out and ask yourself, am I relying on Jesus to handle this or not? And if you're not, that's when you want to turn to Him and say, Jesus, handle this situation. Handle all these things for me and through me. In other words, Jesus, live in me and live through me in the moment that I'm dealing with this stress right now because I need you. That's what we want to do.
I can almost feel that, just relaxing, resting, being conscious of Him, His presence. Yeah, thank you, Mark. We appreciate it very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
So thank you for being with us. Thank you for subscribing. And please feel free to share this video with a friend. We'd like to share this with as many people as possible. And we'll see you next time on Grace Time.